the, what is it now, fourth episode of Path of Legends, our Pathfinder 2nd Edition actual play show. We are playing through Triumph of the Tusk, the adventure path for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Before we jump back into the action here, I have our perennial question that I like to ask every now and then, and that is, what y'all been into lately? What y'all been watching or reading or playing or sticking your little noses into?
That
You really want to find out?
Well, let's keep it radio friendly, Tyler.
What did he say?
Something sus. Well, I just recently started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure with Fern.
Nice.
Has been bizarre.
Great. And we have 2 more dub episodes of One Piece that we're saving for a rainy day until we're caught up.
Hell yeah. We are also waiting for the new batch of One Piece dubs, so
But
constantly
I'm
waiting.
very excited. We're almost caught up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're caught up with the dub, but the dub is only a couple episodes behind the
only
Japanese
the new
version
episodes now.
Mm-hmm. And I've been reading the manga, so
Look at you.
I'm a real fan.
You already know what the One Piece is.
Yeah, I already know that. It's
No, you don't.
it's the friends we made along the way. Everyone knows that.
No, he's
It's
still like
Arlong's nose.
Actually, that's the one thing that we know for sure it isn't.
Yeah.
The guy's like 3 years away from actually telling anybody what the fucking One Piece is gonna be. At least.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be sometime within our lifetimes, I hope.
If we ever find out.
Within Oda's lifetime, I hope.
Yeah, for real. So let's see. I have been playing through Pokemon Ultra Sun on the 3DS. It's pretty good. Not as handholdy as I remember, which is nice. But I also don't know how anyone tolerates playing Pokemon games at regular speed. Because, oh my god, it is so slow.
Sarah Bringo Burr.
It takes 5 minutes to do one battle, because I'm just too ADHD to sit there and wait for all these animations to finish. I'm used to... I, for reference, have been playing Pokemon games for a very long time in emulators on, like, at least 4 times speed. So I'm used to just zipping and zapping right through them. Let's see. We also started watching Cyberpunk Edge Runners, which has been really good so far. Yep. Edging and running. 'Cause that's what that show's about.
I did not know that.
It's got me curious to perhaps try out the Cyberpunk tabletop at some point, upon which the franchise is based.
And Tyler really wants.
Yeah, Tyler knows quite a bit about that. Well, comparatively speaking to me and Abby, who have only watched, these episodes of the anime so far, but I've been trying to persuade Tyler into perhaps running a scenario for us.
That'd be fun.
Like, I know the world. It's just I don't know how I don't know how the game actually works.
Well, good news. They make books that tell you how the game actually works.
Like, if it's going to be very user friendly, or if it's going to be like, because they're like, oh, you got to keep track of dates. You got to watch everyone's rent.
Yeah, but like, as a game master, you can just choose to say, yeah, I don't care about that. Like, Pathfinder has functions for tracking, like, Pathfinder's got tons of optional rules, but it's also got like ways that you can account for like cost of living during downtime. It's like, oh my god, who cares?
Yeah, but that's one of the things about Cyberpunk is a lot of the tedious shit being very important, because that's part of its world of wanting you to be on the edge, per se.
Mm-hmm. The edge of glory.
Yeah.
The edge of running.
You either live a quiet life or go in a blaze of glory.
I want to play a tabletop game where I don't go adventuring. I just want to play a game of offices and bosses.
I played that. I was a janitor.
At some point, I'm going to run a tabletop game that I know called Everyone is John.
Yeah.
Where all the players are fighting for control of the same character, and each player has their own like relatively simple task that they want John to perform.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you like get points in it. He's just a guy from Milwaukee.
Tyler knows all about that.
Yeah.
He's been there. He's lived the experience.
Yeah, I never want to. That's fucking worst place ever.
Damn.
Well, yeah, that's because you haven't been to Jacksonville, Florida.
Like, there shouldn't be a place that could get to -13 and then go to 110.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing about Florida is that it's basically the closest thing we have on Earth to hell.
Yeah.
But so imagine like the worst, shittiest beach town in the world, except everything's falling apart, including the roads.
And it's a whole state.
Yeah.
So the back roads of Lincolnville.
And
yet, I keep flying back over there.
You at least go to Fort Lauderdale, which is not Jacksonville.
Okay.
Oh.
Fort Lauderdale and St. Augustine are both exempt from this judgment.
Well,
Siesta Key's not too bad. It's like retirement old people area.
Yeah, I'm not
like
really a fan of
stuff.
any part of Florida.
I will say, when I went to Florida with Abby, all the road, every like road you went on, there was like littered with like beds. Like people just chuck beds out the side of their trucks. They were just everywhere.
That's a crazy common thing to have everywhere.
And all the iguanas.
I love those.
They're invasive and edible.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Who's eating iguanas?
I mean, if you're hungry enough.
Yeah, hungry people.
Don't do that.
The tattoo studio that Abby goes to in Fort Lauderdale, they regularly have raccoons and stray cats and iguanas that just kind of chill outside the studio at night. So it's basically like a Florida safari experience.
Yeah, how are the raccoons doing? You didn't mention them.
They were fine. One of them climbed a tree right in front of me, and then decided it didn't want to be up that tree, and then scurried down and then ran across. It was very funny because when they run on four legs, raccoons are just kind of absolutely ridiculous.
Fascinating creatures.
They have their. It was like his haunches were like up real high, so he was like he's not even like a cat, you know?
Was he chunky?
Yeah.
The North American marsupial in its natural habitat.
Raccoons
I live in a chonky and they run and they wiggle. They're all wiggly. They're so fat.
They are very chumpy shaped. Perky, what have you been getting into lately?
Not too much actually. We've been playing The Forest a bunch, which has been super fun.
Yeah, we beat the
it's one of my favorite. Yeah, the first
Sons
one.
of the Forest.
Oh, it was that.
It's one of my favorite games, so that's fun.
I know nothing about it. Other than I assume there is some manner of wooded area in it.
You're stranded on an island with a big forest, and there's cannibals and messed up things, and you have to survive and try to get off, basically. In short, without spoilers.
Oh, so like South Carolina.
Yeah. Except an island.
Except there's not monkeys.
Yeah, there's no
There's no island of monkeys.
Diseased
on Sons
monkeys.
Of the Forest.
Yeah.
I think The Forest is a reason why I do not like Nico Robin's ability. Devil Fruit ability. It makes me uncomfortable thinking about all the flesh-like arms and limbs.
Oh yeah. Like thinking about like Robin in like real life. It's like
It's
like actually most of the Straw Hats have like body gore abilities. Like
Robin has like really brutal abilities, but she's only allowed to use them on enemies that won't actually die from them.
Yeah.
Or just like she does it anyway, and then they're just fine afterwards. Like
you guys,
they just fall on the ground and they're
she's a crack chiropractor.
Okay,
it's nothing against Robin. It's just that she has the misfortune of being in a the shonen manga.
Yeah.
No, listen.
She's literally like one, like
You could put me
one
in
foot
a
away
leg
from
lock any
snapping
day.
everyone's necks.
Yeah.
Can I just be put in a leg lock by Robin? That's all I want.
I can just put you in a leg lock if you want.
Welcome back to our One Piece podcast, where we discuss
Knowledge devolves into One Piece.
the goings on of fictional pirates. We should actually start a One Piece podcast.
I mean,
Maybe.
we certainly talk about it enough.
Okay.
I'm almost caught up.
Tyler, what have you been into lately?
Nothing.
That's not true.
Yeah, feels like it.
Well, tell us something anyway.
I've been making this character.
Yeah?
Remaking him.
Yeah. You made him monkly.
Yeah, that's really about it.
Abby, what have you been into?
Very
My curio cabinet.
productive.
Yeah, you've been building
It is a
cabinets.
nice
I'm really
curio
asking
cabinet.
about media, but that's nice too. I was there for that.
I know, it was great. 'Cause now I get to put my decorations inside of it. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Because, I get to put my decorations in there. And then I can hang more stuff on the walls. And then we have house.
Yeah.
We have a house.
Also, less boxes on the goddamn floor.
Fewer boxes, even.
I am tired of boxes everywhere. We've been here since January. How the fuck do we still have boxes?
Sometimes it just be like that.
There
Yeah.
are way worse cases.
Yeah. We at least got our game room all set up. Well,
Nice.
we haven't hooked up the consoles yet. But aside from that, we got our game room set up. We got a nice TV in there.
Well, we still
got all
have wood
the
boxes.
furniture.
We gotta put all the wall decorations up in there.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, the work never ends.
We
Thing they
haven't
don't tell you
started-
about having a house is that there's always something you got to do.
I think that's the main thing they tell you.
Okay. Well, they do
Yeah,
tell
there's
you, but
always-
the thing you don't listen to about having a house is there's always some shit you got to take care of.
And something's always breaking down. You gotta go call someone to repair it. Like that floor we have in our fucking bathroom.
Yep.
There's a hole in the floor in our bathroom. And we just put a
It's
rug
just
over it.
the wood is a little scrungly.
It sounds like the
Yeah.
start of like a nursery rhyme. There's a hole in the floor in the bathroom.
There's a hole in my bucket. Dear Liza, dear Liza. I hate that
That's a fucking
song.
broken. That's a broken bucket then.
Yeah, that's not a bucket anymore. That's a funnel.
True.
Seriously.
Okay.
Or basketball net if you're an old Canadian.
Depends on the size of the hole.
They actually put a tiny hole in it and used to poke it with a broom before they put a big hole in it to go straight through because
Back
they were
when
not
I
very
was
bright.
your age, we didn't have basketball balls. We just had ball and bucket.
Yeah, we had a
Ballin'.
basket. Oh,
All right.
That
Is there anything
sigh.
anyone else wanted to talk about before we jump into the adventure?
I don't know. Cammy's looking kind of cute.
I'm
Cammy
ready
is
for
very
adventure.
cute. Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Let's
I'm
have
ready.
some
Let's find these
adventure.
kids. These kids have been lost for like a week now. So.
Yeah, so you all are a group of ragtag individuals, as always, who have come together at the Torrent Moot, a gathering of orcs in the holds of Belkson, who are trying to promote a unified and at least relatively peaceful nation, which up until now has not as so much been the case because the orcs like to fight amongst each other, and this guy Ardax is like, hey, what if we didn't do that? What if we like came together and fought against undead and all that instead? And people are like, you got a point.
Boy, that's a right proper idea.
That's a corking idea, ain't it, governor? And so you all have come to join in on this convention that he has put together. And lately, you have been recruited to track down some missing orc children who went off in search of mushrooms. You found this, you chased after them and you found this underground crypt or whatever the hell it is. And you fought a bunch of skeletons.
You
And
fucked 'em up.
that's pretty much where we are right now,
All right. We fought Red Skeleton.
Mr.
Mhm.
Skeletal. So, Tyler, there's some
Hello.
changes with your character. You want to tell us about those?
Yeah, With the rise of the undead amongst us, it has filled Durak with much rage, ancestral rage.
Oh, nice.
That kind of made him think differently. He needs to give up his pacifist ways, his passive ways, and being in the back.
Take a step forward, perhaps.
Yeah. Take a step forward, action, and protect my friends.
My friends are my power.
By friends, I mean associates. By associates, I mean fellow living creatures. Living creatures.
It's a pretty easy line to draw.
Yeah. So, Durak has chosen to drop his elemental ways and go back to his teachings from when he learned, when he was younger, of the way of the mountain.
And after I went to all this trouble to create a cool little protector tree token for you guys.
Yeah.
No more tree. One day.
Tree.
I mean, the trees are still here if you want to grab one.
Grab like a little like leaf or branch off one as a memento.
The tree he's just standing there as you walk away. He's like, yeah, okay, just walk away, I guess.
Oh
no! Don't have any sunlight. Yeah, whatever. Okay, nobody cares.
But yeah, the undead has stirred something in Durak. It's maybe times are changing if the undead is this close.
The times, they definitely stay the same.
Times they are a-changing.
Times change.
Okay, so we rejoin our heroes in this dark underground complex. It's hard to really call it like a specific kind of thing. Like, it's not really like a crypt or anything. It seems like more just like a tunnel system that has been reinforced with stones, not necessarily built for a specific purpose. The whole while you had heard like whispering sounds, like somebody whispering strange and unsettling words throughout the tunnels. But as soon as you killed this undead creature that was accosting you with its skeletal champions, the whispering has stopped.
And I crush its head.
Yeah.
And drop my breastplate onto it. Durak will place his hand onto it and say, farewell.
Yeah, whatever, buddy. Hold me into life here, and then leave me, whatever. I'm just a tree.
And then I will punch the base of the tree.
And then he dies. Then he explodes into fire, and you all take mortal damage, except the combat immediately ends, so your health bars don't scroll down. And
but I will take the tree with me as a weapon.
Okay.
Vindictus.
I think last time you investigated this room, and you found the Fighter's Fork, which is a +1 trident that can extendo.
Powerful extend.
Yeah. Oh, and before we get into the action here, let's talk a little bit about encounter mode. I'm not encounter mode. We're good on that. Exploration mode. How about that? Pathfinder 2nd Edition typically has 3 modes of gameplay. You have encounter mode, which is whenever you're in a combat or any other kind of encounter, which it sort of tracks your second-by-second actions. Then you have exploration mode, which is usually between encounters when you're exploring a dungeon or tracking something through the forest or gathering information in town, that kind of thing, which sort of tracks your minute-to-minute activities. There are some activities you can only do in exploration mode, things with the exploration trait, and then downtime mode, which is sort of what happens between adventuring excursions, which is usually tracked in like hours or days. However, in exploration mode, there are things you can do, particularly when you're exploring a dungeon, that may come in useful. For example, anytime a encounter breaks out, you roll for initiative, whatever you were doing when the encounter broke out. So if you were sneaking ahead or avoiding notice is the activity, you would roll stealth for initiative instead of perception. If you were investigating, you can use recall knowledge in place of initiative. Pretty much anything you can think of. But and also some of these exploration activities actually do things. For example, I'm just going to go over some of the basic exploration mode activities. There's avoid notice, which allows you to move at half speed, but you're basically stealth the whole time, and you roll stealth.
Skyrim.
There's think of Elder Scrolls when you just crouch and, and walk past enemies. There's the defend activity where you essentially move around with your shield up at half your speed, and that means when an encounter starts, you start with your shield raised, even before your turn begins. You can detect magic if you have the detect magic spell. So you can essentially say, I'm detecting magic as we move through. And then if something magical, happens to come across your field of view, you would automatically see it.
In your radar.
Yeah, you can investigate to recall knowledge. And if anything pops up that may satisfy your recall knowledge skill, whatever you rolled for that, then you would automatically get it. You can repeat a spell, which basically a cantrip. You can just cast it over and over again as long as it doesn't have a cooldown or anything. So that when combat breaks out, you can just have that spell already applied to you. And you can scout ahead, which allows you to give everyone in your party a +1 circumstance bonus to initiative rolls. You can search, which allows you to make perception check. And then just if you encounter anything hidden as you're exploring, you will automatically apply your perception check to the perception DCs of those things. Those are sort of the basic ideas. And then there's also one last one that may be of value called Follow the Expert, which essentially, if you're trying to do something as a group, say everyone is trying to stealth, and you're no good at stealthing, but one of your allies is an expert or better at stealthing, they would roll a check, and then you get a bonus on that check equal to essentially half your ally's proficiency bonus. So you get plus your level plus half their extra proficiency bonus, if that makes sense. But you don't have to memorize that exact number. You would just get a bonus, as if you were partially trained. So keep that in mind as we move through here. Also, regarding search, there are some hidden features like secrets and hidden doors and that kind of thing that can only be found if you are actively using the search activity.
If you were a stealth person in entering combat, you should probably always be in the stealth. Yeah, because that is a issue, or a not issue, but a thing I've always wondered. How do you play rogue characters when you can't initiate stealth in mid combat?
I'm gonna have to just as the party goes, I'm gonna just be behind you guys, hide behind trees and jumping across rocks and stuff like that, being super stealth.
Yeah, you could do that. You could stealth.
I mean, you have, I think, the highest range, so you don't have to be close.
No, and I have 8 stealth, which is pretty good.
Yeah, the formation of the party doesn't really matter so much for this. Keep that in mind. Anytime you're say in a dungeon or in the wilderness or something, and you're not actively in an encounter, think about what your character might be doing to help the party or to gain the best advantage should a combat break out. Let's go ahead and get into it. You guys are in this chamber here, just chilling like villains.
Been chilling.
What would you like to do?
Probably track back. We were, if I remember, we were brought to this little crevice because we saw footsteps leading to here, right?
Into the cave, but we didn't see any past the rock cave-in.
That's correct, yes. You looked, and there were 3 paths past the initial antechamber. There was a path to the west, which ended up in a barricaded door. Then you went up this northern path where you found a door that was unlocked. And then you guys kind of just barged in and came into this combat with the undead. And then there was a path to the east that you had not yet explored.
We haven't.
At least you haven't explored
this room
it
or anything,
extensively. Right? You did search this room, and that's how you found the.
Oh yeah.
the fighter's fork.
We got loot. Okay, cool. So this room's pretty much done then.
So you can assume that there must be a fighter's spoon nearby. Wouldn't that be a fun item?
I guess we should go check. Do we want to go check the other hallway that we haven't looked and see if the door is unlocked or blocked?
Yeah.
All right, let's go do that. Oh, it's paused.
We are paused.
And now it is unpaused.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Unsnop.
I am being sneaky and like peeking around corners.
Okay, you are stealthing.
Wow.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Oh, okay.
That will determine how stealthy you are during this avoid notice activity.
That's a funky die.
24.
Right?
You're
pretty stealthy.
I am stealthy. No one knows the gnome is
I'm
coming.
trying to figure out if I need to be stealthy too, because I took rogue as an archetype, so I have surprise attack.
Well, you can use her as a follow the leader.
Yeah.
action.
So what's everyone doing as you're exploring? Sayuri is sneaking. She's like cartoonishly stepping on her toes and just doo-doo.
Rolling around unnecessarily.
Got the Pink Panther theme going in your head.
I'm going to wait around this corner because we don't have a light.
I'm also going to be stealthy.
Okay. I don't think you actually have to roll immediately for stealth. You can just roll it when it's necessary.
When it's initiative.
Yeah.
I'm going to be scouting.
Peeking around the corner.
So what is Trizzlin going to do while everyone's bipping and bopping around here?
So I heard they're doing some stealth. What's the rest of them doing? I only heard stealth.
I am also stealthing.
Yeah.
What about Tyler?
I am
Scouting.
Okay, I guess I'll stealth too. Like fucking shit.
Okay.
I mean, you can scout as well. Like,
like you could scout to look ahead for danger, which gives your party a +1 on any potential initiative checks.
Wouldn't we need to do stealth for that?
No, you can just do it.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, there's no check you have to make for that.
I don't know if I'm the best candidate to do that.
Yeah, you could also investigate to sort of passively recall knowledge. Or you could search for any hidden doors or traps.
Do I have to roll for any of this?
Secrets. I think for search and investigate, it's a secret check. So I would roll it and you would not know the result.
I guess I'll investigate.
Okay. Which skill would you like to use? You can use any skill with a recall knowledge action. So society, religion, nature, arcana, occultism.
Choices.
Occultism and society are my highest knowledge checks, which aren't even that high. They're both 4. Actually, religion is my highest. Did you say that?
Yes, I did.
Something religious.
Okay, so I'll roll a secret religion check for you, which means I'll roll it and you do not see the result.
And you punch.
And I sense religion. The church is nearby. It's the Spanish Inquisition.
No, good thing I'm being stealthy. I can just run away and hide.
And actually, if I ever call for a secret check, you can actually just like click on the roll button, and then where it says roll mode, you can change it to blind GM roll, where it means it rolls it, but only I can see the result.
No, if you're going to do that, then you need to roll it because that's not my prerogative.
Okay.
Listen, if I don't get to see it, then I'm not rolling it.
So
she thought she was slick with that.
Okay, I'm just saying. You make your way down the passageway here, and you come to a door at the end.
Okay. Should we knock?
Should we knock?
I think 2 of us need to move further.
I got
Are there any trans people in here?
I didn't knock last time, and then look what happened.
That's right.
I got a knock.
Okay, you knock.
Oops.
Was that the knock?
You knock at the door. No, nothing.
That was a knock.
Happens.
That was a forced entry.
Okay, well
there we go.
You bang on the door and it swings open. You come into this room. It seems empty except for two niches, one in each of the eastern and western walls. Doesn't seem to be much here.
Very stealthily check the west.
Stealthily check.
Oh, let's check this one.
Can I
Okay.
have perception?
Makiwa, can we get a bit of light in here? I yell through the door.
Yeah. I'm carrying a torch. I was like, why? Why me?
Thanks.
Blind people.
So yeah, I check this little alcove crevice thing over here.
Okay, make a perception check.
24.
Okay. So very closely examining these alcoves, you see that the amount of dust on the floor in them, you see like what looks like a spot in the dust in the floor where there was once two skeletal feet in each alcove, but there is no longer. As if whoever or whatever was standing here has since left its post. You suspect that some of the skeletons may have once been stationed here.
But we don't see like feet leading away. It's just in the alcove. Okay. That's great. So they just like flew out. That's terrifying.
Well, they may have stepped out, but like the floor is much less dusty. It seems there were perhaps some comings and goings here.
Do we search the rest of the room, or is that kind of the whole search for the whole room?
Yeah, you haven't found anything else here.
Yeah, no.
Seems empty.
Well,
empty room.
Let's go then.
Oh my god!
To the next one.
I want to try to break
Guys,
open
it's
the
still
rubble.
fucking Jar Jar Binks on here.
Curse of Jar Jar!
I'm getting so fucking annoyed by this. How long is it gonna be goddamn Jar Jar?
I'm assuming not to be rude, our orc is our brute force person.
Wow. Why would you think that, huh?
Because you're so much larger than me.
Oh, wow.
I'm just a little gnome.
Actually, I'm a wizard, and I have a +4 intelligence.
Is there anything in particular y'all are doing as you're traveling through the hallways here?
I'm still being sneaky.
still.
Can I just be sneaky the whole time we're in here?
Sure.
Just like a general sneakiness.
Yeah. You can also
I'm
search
being deceptive.
to look for any secrets. You can also repeat a spell if you have like a cantrip that, such as shield is a good one that you can repeat.
Can I like investigate because the door's locked? Can I like investigate it almost to see like how or what, or if there's anything about it, or like look at it?
Kind of perception.
I thought we knew it was caved in.
Because we know it's locked, but that's
so
it, right?
Abby, are you rolling a perception to search as you're traveling?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't roll that well,
as you are walking through the hallways, actually back here, you actually notice what looks like a handle in the wall.
Oh,
I see it.
look at that. There's
Yeah,
a
I see
handle
it.
there.
Why is it shaped like that? Looks like a geeker switch.
Can we investigate this? Can we look at the handle like further, like closer?
You can. Sure. It looks like you may be able to pull it upwards and perhaps open something.
It doesn't seem magical. It just seems regular.
Seems pretty
Can I
regular.
detect magic?
Sure. You do not detect any magic.
Nice.
Okay. So should we knock on this?
You can.
You knock on the handle.
You knock like next to the handle, assuming it's kind of a door.
Okay, you knock on the wall, and actually, like, if you listen closely, you hear, like, the faintest hollow sound on the other side.
Okay.
As if there is an open space beyond this wall.
Which door should we try first to group? The secret one or the locked one?
Secret.
Secret. All right.
Secret.
So I think Makiwa's in front of it right now.
Yep. Who would like to open it?
I will open it.
Okay, you
Yeah.
pull on the handle, you hear as the stone wall slides open. You see a hidden path
Open
emerges.
is what we wanted.
Sneakily follow them in.
What's it smell like in here?
Dusty and like stale air that has been trapped in here for a very long time.
I'm kind of peeking.
Not well oxygenated air.
Ew.
So this room
All
looks like it was once filled with treasures, many of which appear ravaged by the passage of time. Piles of crumbling furs and textiles rest on half-rotted wooden tables.
Ooh. I
What
like
type of
textiles.
furs?
I look around through the textiles excitedly to see if there's any kind of like ingredients or treasure or anything.
Okay, you all can make a crafting or nature check to investigate this room.
Crafting.
I have to
Let's
save
see.
both, so let's find out. 20.
20.
20! Look at that, twins.
Twinsies. Funny if everyone rolled 20.
Oh.
Makiwa got a 20.
Oh, Durak!
Durak is the odd child out.
Oh, wow, Durak couldn't roll a 20. God.
So you all are able to tell just from the state of decay in this room that water must have leaked into this room several hundred years ago. It has since dried, but the dampness ruined much of the chamber's contents. However, a few bits of the more resilient treasure remain. In fact, you find tucked underneath a pile of spoiled furs, you find a set of drums
Ooh,
Drums.
that's fun.
that seem to be in good condition.
So we're gonna take those. We're gonna take those.
Okay.
Anything magical about them, magic people?
Oh yeah, Makiwa.
Yeah, I can detect magic on them. Can I cast that?
Yes,
Check
they
that
do
out.
in fact detect as magical.
Ooh.
Then let's try to identify.
Okay. You can make an occultism check to identify.
That's good for me.
Okay, I'm
My chat
pretty
is not
sure
letting
a 26 is sufficient. I just want to
Ooh,
check
you
to see
need
if
a
that's a
27.
critical success or not.
Mm.
I really need my GM screen in front of me because that has all kinds of handy little tables on it. It is not a critical success, but it is a success. You identify these drums are drums of war. These are a type of instrument called a coda, which essentially work like staves, except they are musical instruments and can be prepared only by bards.
We have one of those.
If only we knew a bard.
Yeah. The description of the
Hello.
drums of war, it says this handheld snare drum is adorned with garish scenes of battle and triumph. When played, no matter what
my
rhythm,
God.
it always gives the impression of a marching beat, invoking armies on the move.
This is so funny. My character, I put a drum on her back just for shits and giggles. So this
There
is
you go.
absolutely hilarious.
While playing the drums, you gain a +1 item bonus to performance checks and a +5 status bonus to your speed. Additionally, it has an activated ability. You expend charges from the instrument to cast a spell from its spell list. Because this is a standard Drums of War, it has the shield cantrip, and it has the first rank spells Mystic Armor, Force Barrage, and Sure Strike, which are the remastered versions of Mage Armor, Magic Missile, and True Strike, respectively.
Sorry, did it say we need a bard to use it?
It's essentially like a staff in that wizards can, like, spellcasters can cast spells into it to, like,
Ooh.
save them for later. But because this is a musical instrument with the coda trait, it means that it's like a staff, but only for bards.
If only we had a bard.
If only we had a
Yeah.
bard who could play a drum.
It doesn't say, like, how many charges.
Infinite magic missiles.
I'm going to say it starts with 0 charges because it's so old, but you can restore the charges if you want. We can deal with that later, but it still has the really cool ability of giving you a bonus to perform checks and to speed, which is huge. So I'm going to put that
Yeah,
on
'cause, like-
Trizzlin's sheet.
I have right now, I have an 11 in performance, and when I use a performance check for singing, it's 13 because of my mask and because of my, what is it? My performance selection.
Your virtuosic performer.
Yeah, so using that instead of 11, instead of a flat 11, it would be a 12, which isn't as good as 13, but I do get the speed. So,
well, the
the
mask and the drums don't stack for perception checks.
No, I know. I get the plus 1 from the actual item itself, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, no, my singing would still be 13, and the drums would be 12. Still, good numbers. Is what I was saying.
I've put the items on your sheet. Or the item, singular. You all also find a number of gems worth a total of 48 gold pieces. So I will add that to the stash and your monies. And we'll just treat that as if it was straight money.
Yeah.
Street money.
Yeah. I mean, presumably we would just trade gems for things as money at this kind of world.
Usually when it says like treasure items, you just treat that as money. That's what you find in this room.
All right, well, let's sneak on back over to the other room.
Can I ask about
the other door?
Magical items when it comes to, like, say, stabs? Do you recharge them like spells, like when you're? Like,
no, so the way that staves work is that I think you have to cast the requisite spells into them from your prepared spells or spell slots in order to recharge the item.
And can you do that mid-combat, or do you have to do that before combat?
I mean, I think you could do it in combat, but generally you would do that during downtime. Anyway, so would you all like to explore the western passageway?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I want to examine the door.
Okay.
I want to punch the door after he's done examining
Got the light.
So the door at the end of the western passage is jammed with stones and a half-broken door that has fallen off its hinges. Scratches on this barricade show someone on this side recently attempted to break in. So yeah, the door is kind of jammed, but maybe you could break it down if you wanted to.
Let me break it down.
Can we? I'm gonna quickly, to not terrify them in case the kids are in there, call out that we're here to save them and to get back from the door because we're gonna break it down.
Okay, you shout
if they're in there, kind of a thing. I shout that. And Tristan hears break it down and is like, "What?" and starts breaking it down in the back.
So yeah, there are like small holes in the door, and if you put your face up to them, you can see like vague glimpses of a room beyond. You don't see any creatures in there, but if you call out, you hear a voice that says, "Go away, nasty undead!
And then
nasty skeletons!"
I'm going to respond that we've been sent by your village to come rescue you. We're not undead. We killed them already. So we're going to come in and rescue you now. Don't attack us, please.
So you were trying to do the make an impression activity. So go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
All right. Good. I'm good in that, thankfully. No, I'm not, though. Not when I roll like that.
That was a 17 on the die.
I read it as a 1. Oh my god.
I cannot read your dice.
Well, the good news is you don't have to. You don't have to like read the number on the virtual die.
Yeah, I looked over and I'm like, never mind. It wasn't a 1. It was a 23.
Let's see the DC.
It was the first thing that popped up before the actual chat message.
Against the will DC of the target. Oh god.
It's a child
here.
I know, right? Their will is +2, so
I was saying it's a child.
That's a critical success, even without the bonus that it gives you for mentioning the Torrent and their parents. That was a critical success.
Yay!
So you improve their attitude from 2 steps from unfriendly to friendly.
Heck yeah!
So they say, "For real? You're here to help?"
Faux show, for real, for real. I don't know. That was lame, but yeah.
Yeah,
We're
and
here.
you
I'm
hear
trying
one
to, like,
voice say,
talk to the kids.
"Yeah, I told you they'd come and help us. Ardax
Alright,
is always
so-
looking out for us."
So I remind them to stand back again because we're breaking the door, just to make sure that we don't crush them. And then I guess who's the strongest? Who are we gonna smash through the door? How are we gonna do this, guys?
Alright,
So
you got this, Siri.
they say,
Me?
we can help you take down the door. We put up this barricade. We can take it down. And it seems like there is just one kid who is speaking to you. If you listen closely, though, you hear like what sounds like more children beyond that are just kind of like whimpering and cowering. But there's one voice, the voice of one child who is like sounds enthusiastic and even perhaps a bit excited. So yeah, Durak with a 31, you just like push open the barricade with your bare hands.
Like
And the light blasts into the room.
Took like a squatting sumo stance, almost. Both palms, and just boom.
You
Push
see
forward.
in this small chamber here, you see 3 orc children, 2 of whom are cowering in the corner to the west, and one of whom is standing right by the door and is like, "Whoa, you guys are cool! I want to be as strong as you when I grow up, mister."
Remember the
Listen
lift
to your
of your
parents.
rocks every day.
Yeah, listen to your parents and don't run off into caves like this, and you might get big enough to do that.
I'm gonna yoink the first one I see and throw him on my shoulder.
Okay, that's the one in front of you. You pick up this child and throw them over your shoulder, and they go, "Whoa, you're so tall!" They just like sit on your shoulders, like.
How large am I compared to these children? Can I pick one up or
Oh,
no?
no, you're
Probably about the same size.
Okay.
I mean, these are children, so orcs are pretty big. So they're probably maybe even a little bit taller than you.
Oh,
They're like, I want to be like
How
you when
much
I
can I
grow up,
hold?
but not you, lady, because you're very small.
yeah, right. I'm small. Small.
They're like, wait, why did a child come to get us?
Durak, you might need to carry 2.
I want to have 2 of them sitting on my shoulder while one like strapped to my chest.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna be the dad here.
Yes.
You could probably pick up all of them. They're like, they're not that big. The one on your shoulder says, "I'm Car. What's your name?"
Durak.
Durak. That's a cool name.
How'd you get here?
We were just, looking for mushrooms, and then we saw a really cool cave. So we just, walked on in. But then there was some skeletons, and they chased us around, and that wasn't fun. So then we went in here, and we put up this door, and we made ourselves a little base, and then you guys came along. Oh, and there was this weird song. It was like saying spooky shit. Oh, don't tell my mom I said that. I'm not supposed to say that. They was saying spooky stuff, and it was real scary, but I wasn't scared. Zahn and Elo were scared, but not me.
It's okay. It's just a monster.
And the other
song.
2 children are crying the whole time.
Well, you did a good job protecting your friends, but now let's get you back to your parents because they are very worried about you.
Like, oh, my mom's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Not if you bring back the mushrooms.
Sarah.
Yes, Abby.
I want to hold the hands of the 2 kids that are crying and sing them a lullaby.
Okay, sing us a song, Abby.
Why are you singing to me?
I don't really have I don't have a particular song picked out. I was just going to sing something.
Well, you soothe the children, and they like kind of take your hand and they calm down a little bit.
This is very uncomfortable.
You're just like holding them while they're getting sung to.
Yeah. I'm not a father figure.
Well, you are now, so. Alright, we should probably get the kids out of this cave.
So I'm sorry. In this scenario, Durak is the father. Trizlin is like mama, and then Sayuri is kind of just like the fun little aunt.
Heck yeah.
And then
I'm the spider that lives in your room.
And we have the druid that sits in the corner.
I'm sorry, but
I
if
still
there
don't
was a
know what
spider
the
in my
fuck you
room
are.
if there was a spider in my room that also had a fucking torch light, I would be very concerned.
Yeah.
Not to mention psychic powers.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
You have psychic powers?
No.
Usually druids don't have psychic powers, but neat.
He's not a druid.
He
it's
shapeshifted into
a
an
meme.
animal.
It's a meme.
No, this is actually headcanon. That's how I'm.
Durak doesn't know the difference, is
Yeah.
what Tyler's trying to say.
Drax, like, I saw you turn into a spider, so that's that for me.
I've seen mini druids, so how do we get in here?
Okay, yeah, let's get
Do
out of
they
here.
actually have the
Tyler's
mushrooms?
character just is trying to get out of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a few mushrooms on their person,
Alright.
but they've been gone
Should
for
we-
like a day or so. So you think they may have eaten some of their
Should we
pickings?
help them collect some more mushrooms on the way home?
You can if you like.
Yeah, just get more, make their spoils worth it.
Right? Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. As you
Come
pass
on,
through the antechamber on the way out, Carr points to some of the skeletal remains on the floor, and he says, "Oh, I almost got that one, but it was a little too big for me."
I'm sure you did.
And she's like, she has like a hatchet that she's just like swinging above her head. She's like, "I almost got it, but I had to protect Zana and Elo."
I say, good job choosing to protect your friends. That must have been why it was so easy for us to dispatch them. You already started the job for us.
And she just grins from ear to ear. You guys
soon
have
you'll be
made-
a real leader.
You guys have made fast friends with Carr here.
I yell into the cave, Makiwa! Are you good?
Mikiwa, are you coming?
Druid's lost.
Damn.
Are you good? He's like in the dark cave.
Okay, so
Yeah,
with
I feel
He was
that,
like, I want to be a spider in the cave.
with
So
that,
I guess we
you have rescued the children, and you are returned to Torrent Moot. I can turn off this spooky music.
Do we have to do anything to, like, search for mushrooms, or do we just have
No,
them?
I mean, you're already here. The mushrooms are already here, so you just pick some mushrooms while you're here.
Cool.
And
Casual, like.
My
yeah,
orc's eyes can't handle this brightness.
So bright. It's because the Makiwa still has the torch. too.
Yeah.
so you all return to Torrent Moot, and you are all your exploits have become the focus of conversation for several days. As you have saved all three of the children, Ardax orders a celebration feast with you all as the guests of honor.
Oh, heck yeah.
Nice.
I could eat. What do we eat? Is there...
So when is the feast then?
Yeah.
I assume it's the same night.
This evening. Feast this evening.
I will, just to finish this up, you get 1 reputation point per child that you rescued. Considering that's all of them, you get 3 reputation points. So you're up to 10 reputation.
Do
I don't
we
know
have
if
to
it's
track
something
that, or do you...
shows.
No, I'm tracking it.
Okay,
I'm tracking
perfect.
I'm tracking your reputation and influence points. Additionally, the children's parents present you all with a well-crafted aurochs hide bag with a preserving rune attached.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Additionally, since all of the children have survived, the laborers of the camp give you all a leather pouch with 30 gold pieces inside
Nice. Each of us?
in total.
Ah. Darn.
So I'll add
Thought
that
we
to
were
your
gonna be
stash.
rich.
And you also notice that the quality of your meals prepared by Ardax's workers noticeably improves as the thankful parents prepare it with extra attention.
Oh, that's
That is adorable and delicious.
So the bag with the preserving rune. Preserving runes are common amongst merchants and other travelers who are on the road for weeks or months at a time. Any non-magical food and drink inside a container with a preserving rune remains fresher for longer, taking 10 times as long to spoil. But it doesn't prolong the duration of alchemical items.
Okay. Should we just leave that in our stash then until it's going to be useful for somebody to grab? Because I don't know
Sure.
if anyone needs that immediately.
Yeah, and you could
Based
sell
off
it
their
if
character.
you have zero need of it.
right? We'll kind of see what the other two think when they get back, but I don't know if anybody really needs that per se.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be a weight, obviously, to carry.
Now we have road milk.
Yeah, we were debating just leaving it in the
Road milk?
stash because it's
Did
not super.
we inform Ardax of everything that just happened?
Yeah, he's aware.
About the undead being so close to the torment?
Yeah, he is troubled by hearing that, but is relieved that it was not like it was only a few undead and they seemed relatively weak, and you were able to dispatch them all.
And the music?
He doesn't really know specifically what that means, but said, foul undead sorcerer.
I assumed the music was just from that guy that we were fighting that was singing
the creepy chanting.
Yeah.
I assumed something awoke him with the music.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Maybe.
That's why I was going to assume maybe if he knew anything about the undead rising from music, because he's much older than us, I think, right? He's fought not the first, but the second war against them.
Yeah, he was in charge of the recent rebuff of the Whispering Tyrant. I wish it had his stats in here. That would be really nice.
I'm going to assume because he looks old for an orc.
Yeah, he is.
I think
I wouldn't say he's like
50
old,
years.
but he's like experienced.
Did you know that? Or at least half orcs only live to 50.
Yeah, there's no stat block for Ardax in here, which is kind of a shame, but it is what it is. So yeah, as you all have a few days to rest and recuperate, you can go ahead and heal yourselves back to full. No problem. And if there's any downtime activities you would like to perform, such as crafting, you can do that. And then you will all also have a social round with the NPCs here if you would like to take it. Yeah, later on, I think you can take feats that allow you to craft magical items, things like scrolls and wands and stuff like that.
Do you know later on if there's more like social links we could get?
I don't know.
Okay.
I am not reading that far ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, unlike in a homebrew campaign, I didn't write this book, so I'm kind of discovering it as you guys are.
Because like the social, they kind of have like the falling in of what type of person would be talking to these people. She's religious. He's an explorer, and she's kind of like ruffian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you've got Devore, who is kind of a sort of researcher, intellectual, academic type guy.
Oh, I'm going to do something that you've been telling me to do.
Yes?
Devore. How do you spell that?
His name is Davorr. Yeah, he's from the Pathfinder Society. He's a lore master. Is his title. And
her name is...
and the elf woman, her name is Kestrel, like the bird. Spelled Kestrel. Trel.
And she is a priest of...
She's a champion of Sarenrae.
Champion?
Yeah.
Is it Sarenrae or Sarenrae?
Sarenrae. Sarenrae.
And the other person is...
You briefly met Grothlin.
Oh, Lord. I'm just going to spell that how it sounds.
Grothlyn. She is a berserker, is her title.
Berserker.
From clan...
My love for you is like a truck.
Old Fanghold? Or Fanghold?
She's a member of the Gutspear Hold.
Gutspear. Okay.
course she is. She's a berserker.
And then, of course, we have Bardax.
Yeah. You don't get any influence points with Ardax because but the reputation points you're gaining are what you get with him. And you guys are doing a very good job of getting reputation so far.
Yay.
So yeah, you each have a social round here back at the camp to either influence or discover with one of these NPCs. You are currently at 3 influence with both Devore and Kestrel, and 0 with Grothlin.
I'm gonna try doing this again.
She turns to look to you and she says, "Oh, you're back, huh?
Hey, how's it going?
Still chopping wood. Turns out, when you run a fire 24/7, you need a lot of wood.
Don't I know it?
It's like, what can I do you for? Tall, dark, and handsome.
Especially if you flatter me.
Tall, green, and handsome."
I get greener.
Ooh.
You blush green. You get the impression that she is kind of being sarcastic.
I don't know that.
Yeah, well,
Maybe I
she's
do.
she's not perhaps beautiful by human standards, but perhaps orcs have
orc standards.
Different standards of beauty.
Can I offer to help her chop wood while Durak talks to her and see if that...
If you would like to use your social turn to interact with Grothlin, you may do so.
Yeah, because you said we don't have any, like, influence or anything with her.
You have none whatsoever.
So yeah, I might as well try to help her out a little bit and gain some. So yeah, I'll offer to...
Okay,
I hear her complaining about chopping wood, and I'm like, oh, I can help this little tiny gnome.
And she looks down at you with, like, a painfully arched eyebrow, and she says, "Get out of the way. I'll split you in half if you're not careful. You're smaller than some of these logs. You colorful little squirt."
Yeah, but I'm mighty.
I'll watch it if I were you. This one's blew
you,
up a few skeletons out there.
She hands you this, like, big 2-handed axe that she's been using. She says, "Okay, impress me."
I attempt to grab it and see if I can swing it.
You can't even pick it up.
I can't even lift it off the ground. Damn, it's like Thor's hammer for me.
Check it.
Yeah, make a strength check.
Athletics, I guess.
Okay. Athletics? Okay, well, that's not the worst.
No, strength.
Oh.
Would it not be athletics?
It's fine, whatever. Okay, so you're actually able to, like, using the principles of torque,
like, wiggle it?
You're able to, like, swing it around and get it above your head and then just let it fall straight down onto a log. You're exhausted from doing this, but you are able to split a log, if a bit clumsily. And she just laughs. She goes, "Well, that's something you don't see every day."
Get used to that with this group.
I'm just, like, panting, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I told you I could do it.
So, you earn an influence point with her for showing off strength through stunts or hard work.
I really did try.
Yeah, you succeeded even.
Now let me split a log.
Okay.
Oh. Like with your bare hands, like Captain
Yes.
America.
You just rip it.
I will enter my mountain stance.
Oh.
Your mountain stance?
I'm just, like, standing there in awe. Like, what?
He's in a full-on earthbender stance.
What do I roll it to? Did I just attack?
What are you trying to do?
I want to split the log with my fist.
Would it be the bludgeoning then? Oh, no, man.
Athletics? Oh, there's
Watch
no
you roll less than what
counteract.
perk you rolled.
That would be hilarious. Doesn't split the log. Oh.
Well, you got exactly the same. So you go into your stance and then you strike down at the log and split it with your bare hand.
With a karate chop? That's hilarious.
Yeah, you karate chop the log. And and she says, "Oh, well, guess there's more than one way to split a log, huh?"
I just whispered, "That's so cool," under my breath.
Okay, so you have earned 2 influence points with Grothlin.
Just by chopping some logs.
Yeah.
I would like to go talk. I'm so bad at names. The guy I've talked to before.
Devore?
Before, yes.
Okay, so Trizalin, You approach
Chislin.
Devore, and he's writing something in his book, and he looks up as you get closer, and he says, "Hey, it's the heroes. I heard you saved those children. That was something, all right."
That was something.
Is this the ruggedly handsome Pathfinder Society guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Ruggedly.
While Trislin's
handsome.
talking to him, I'm going to help them carry the wood.
I want
to
to
the fire.
get some influence.
Okay. So you can either take your social action to discover a skill that may influence him, or you can attempt to influence him using any skill of your choice.
I would
Just,
like to
walk
attempt
up
to
and
influence
perform.
him because I already know what he likes.
Okay.
He likes nerd shit. He likes that history of families and shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what
It's
skill would you
applying
like to
that.
attempt to influence?
I figured it out last time, but now I've forgotten what I didn't write it down.
I assume society.
No, see, I did that last time and it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go.
Religion, then?
It's up to you.
If I did religion, I'm thinking of how that would work.
Or occultism? Yeah, think like a Pathfinder, someone that wants to learn about the world.
Religion's importance in family values? How religion brings us all together so that we are like one big family.
But occultism is strange and out there.
Yeah.
Or you could just try to make them happy.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah,
You could do performance. You could perform.
I could just perform and just
Yeah,
be like,
Perform a
"Hey, look,
monologue.
You don't necessarily know if these skills would influence him or not.
well, how would I know if they would influence?
The way you do it is you do a discover action, which allows you to diplomacy, perception, or society, or an applicable lore, and then you can, if you succeed that, you'll learn a skill which will influence him.
Okay, so I don't know the skill. I just know what he likes.
Yes, the last time you did a discovery on him, you learned his weakness, which is that he is intrigued by heredity and lineages.
Okay, I guess I'll do a diplomacy then to see what skill is best associated. Come on. 19.
Okay, 19 is a success on diplomacy. So let me bring
Okay.
up the influence rules here.
Well, you're very diplomatic.
Yeah, she's a
that's just
charisma
my-
character.
That's just my natural, I just rolled a 10. And got
So, okay, so that is a normal success. So you choose one of the following. You choose which skill that can influence the NPC has the lowest DC, skipping any skills you already know influence them, one of their personal biases, one of their resistances, or one of their weaknesses.
I already know his weakness.
Yeah.
I want to learn more about the skills.
Okay, so you learn which skill that can influence him that has the lowest DC. The lowest DC is Belkson lore or Orc lore.
I don't think I have either of those.
I thought you did have orc lore.
She has Orc Pantheon lore, I think.
Oh.
That's dumb. You gave me
Yeah.
something I can't even use.
Oh, I mean, it may be useful later. Well, the next time you discover on him, you can learn the next easiest.
Everyone else
Can you-
is just
skills.
succeeding without having to do much work at all, and I'm just
Can you-
struggling over here.
Can you still just try one even though the discovery didn't work and see if one works? Even though you don't know?
No, you already used your
Okay.
one social action,
I see.
but somebody else could do one.
I only have herbalism lore, so.
Yeah, lores are more useful than people realize.
They're very specific, but
They are very specific, but if you get one that's very applicable, then it's really useful.
That man is quite the opposite of me, I think.
Yeah, he's very much an intellectual and not much of a fighter, perhaps.
I want to
Intellect of
discuss
zero.
academia with him.
Okay, you want to do
Can I do
academia lore?
Yeah,
Yeah.
give it a shot.
Okay, so I will it doesn't specifically say academia lore on his skills. However, one of the skills says to engage on academic topics, which, I feel like that's close enough. I'm not going to tell you which skills it's for, but I will say that that is equal to these other skills in DC. So that would be a success. So you gain 1 influence point with Devore.
Nice.
Okay, so everyone just got an influence point except me.
No, I think it's a party influence.
Yeah, it's for the party. When I say you, I mean you all collectively.
Yeah, but it still makes me feel like I didn't do it.
No, you did something. You learned more about him. And if you write that down, next time you'll have that information.
Then remember to hit save when you write it down.
Scores.
Yeah, but next time you'll learn something, another skill that you can use. And that may be something you do have.
It's just lucky that the person I went to is a simpleton. If I went to this lady, I would probably not do anything with her.
I just impressed them by being ridiculous and trying like really hard
you got
on something stupid.
Perky got lucky that you managed to do something.
I don't know how that worked.
She just likes feats of strength.
Well, that's not the only thing that Grothlin likes, but that is one way to influence her.
Tiny little gnome do something ridiculous with her giant axe seemed to... You just approached the smart person in camp.
Abby, you could approach her.
Well, you could do it next time, but we've... I think that's everybody's social action for this round.
Oh, I thought you got social actions for each people.
No, it's just one per character. Per PC, character. I should say.
Yeah, for us.
I think she would... another later thing, though.
Yeah,
I think
but you'll have plenty of time later. There's no, like, deadline on this. I mean, maybe sort of, but, like, not a pressing deadline by any means.
So, in those refreshes, do we get a hero point back again?
You get a hero point at the beginning of every session.
Okay, yeah, so we get 1.
Yeah, but the hero point, you go back to 1, regardless of what number you were at when you finished last time.
Oh, okay, so you want to use them if you get extras then?
Yep, you want to smoke them if you got them.
Use them or lose them, got it.
Never hold that.
Oh, and Perky, I'll also give you an additional hero point for that ridiculousness with...
Heck yeah.
With Grothlin. Because that was funny.
My gnome is nothing if not...
comic relief.
Yeah, like, she tries really hard, that's one thing.
So, as you guys are, during your downtime, during your feasting and chatting with your allies and selling and buying and doing everything you need to do, you've been hearing rumors throughout the camp of scouts going missing over the course of the last couple days. A few days after your return from rescuing the children, you were all awoken to see someone staggering back into the camp. And as you come out to see what's going on, investigate the matter, you see this middle-aged orc dressed in torn leather armor. She approaches you all, recognizing you somehow, and you see that her eyes are wide and she's breathing heavily as if she's been running. She points at you all and she says, "You! We were attacked, and almost all of us were killed. But I saw where they were headed. It's time to chase them off and make sure they don't kill anyone else!"
I would sprint to her and treat through her wounds.
Okay. So yeah, you see that she is mostly unharmed, but like her armor has been torn up. She has some superficial scratches and cuts, as if she's been scrapping with something or someone. What do you all want to say?
What were they?
She says it was flying creatures. We were hunting, exploring, having parties at night, and late one night, or late in the afternoon before we were able to get our party started, these creatures swooped out of the sky and attacked us.
Can I do a nature check to try to recall what type of animal would hunt at night, if it's an animal?
So yeah, and she says...
Or does she know what it is?
Make a diplomacy check, anyone, to try to get information out of her, because she's a little in shock right now.
I only have 6 diplomacy. Anyone else better?
6 is pretty good.
I have a -1.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Ooh!
Well, if you roll a natural 20, so
Damn.
Trizalin, you're able to command her focus, get her to calm down, and relay the events. She says, I'm sorry. The things I've seen. My name is Yulin. I'm one of the laborers with the Death's Head hold dignitaries. We've been out hunting away from the camp, and the other members of my tribe, they like to have raucous parties at night celebrating our accomplishments on the hunt. Last night was no different, and the festivities continued until almost dawn. This morning, they broke camp and continued their travels, slowly meandering back in the direction of the camp here, but late in the afternoon, these creatures they set upon us. They were like nothing I'd seen before. They had the heads of wolves, but they flew through the air. They swooped down and tore the heart out of one of my companions. I ran back here as quickly as I could, but I'm afraid many of my party did not escape.
How many were y'all?
There was a whole group of us, maybe 10 or 20. As far as I know, I'm the lone survivor.
Predator must have been massive.
Okay, you can make if you'd like to piece together what kind of creature this is, you can attempt a nature check. So this will be quite a high DC because you're just going on very little information.
Yeah. Nature? I've got +7. I'll try a roll. I got 25.
With a 25, Sayuri, you think that maybe this could sound like a kind of creature you've heard of called a periton.
Oh.
Yeah, but without, which are like these sort of chimera-like creatures that you've heard legends about, with the head of a wolf, the antlers of a stag, the front legs with cloven hooves like a horse, the back legs of an eagle, and feathered wings that are said to rip the hearts out of their prey and devour them.
That does sound like what happened.
Don't love it, but we applaud having your own style.
Can any of us recall information about these creatures and maybe how to deal with them or find them?
Yeah, I was about to ask. Do I know, because these are my lands? Same thing with is it Trizalin? Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Would we know what this is?
No, you may have heard the name before, but you're not quite sure any useful information about them.
Well, this is her hold, isn't it? Death mark?
No, it's the defiled corpse is hers.
Defiled corpse.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought you were asking my hometown.
Yeah, so right now, the most important question is where the creatures went.
Mm-hmm.
There are a number of ways you can find out this information. You can ask around the camp. You could make a Belkson lore check if anyone has that. I don't think anyone does.
No. That'd be smart to have, but no.
So I will say, just to keep things moving here, asking around the camp, you hear that the creatures are likely to probably dwell near the Broken Spears, a badland area about 20 miles away, filled with numerous rock spires.
Well, seems straightforward enough.
Yeah, so do they want us to I'm asking this to the people, so do you want us to deal with this? Should we do something about this, or
we have to?
Yeah. All right. Well, should we wait until the morning to head out, or
what time did these things attack?
It was late afternoon.
Do we really want to be hunting them in the dark with only our low light vision, or do we want to sleep and start again in the morning?
Well, you think that you could probably get there if you spent all day traveling, but it might be sunset by the time you get there.
Do we know anything about their No, we weren't able to recall too much info, so we don't know if they're like nighttime or daytime creatures or anything.
You have no
like
idea.
That. No idea. Okay.
What time was it when they attacked them?
Late afternoon.
We should move now
nighttime.
while the scene is fresh.
Yeah, I think we should
You
go
think
now.
so? Okay. So were we going to go to where they were attacked first to start looking at stuff then and go from there, I guess?
Well, you guys were told a probable location where the beast may be dwelling.
But do we want to go get clues on what the beasts are for sure? Or do we want to just go straight there and find out?
I mean, it sounded urgent.
Not urgent for us, but I guess for them.
Dang.
I guess we should go then.
Yeah, we can use the. We don't know their vision, but we can use the cover at night or the darkness to hunt them easier.
Good thing I just bought a torch as well.
Low torches. Keep it low.
Okay,
Oh,
so let's go. I guess we hustle off. I sneakily hustle off. I'm sneaking the whole time still.
And I'm using incredible movement.
Hey everyone, Sarah here. I just wanted to take a quick second to thank you for listening to our shows. It really means a lot. I and the rest of the crew work really hard to bring you this show each week for free and ad-free. If you want to support the show, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Word of mouth and feeding the algorithm helps small creators like us get traction. Additionally, consider joining our Patreon for early access to all of my projects, periodic sticker and other merch drops, and exclusive Discord benefits. You can learn more at the site over at baph.xyz. That's BAPH.xyz. That's all for now. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. We are refreshed and ready to continue adventuring. So, you all have located a probable lair of these beasts which attacked this this hunting party. What would you like to do?
Yeah, hunt them down.
Okay, so it'll take you pretty much all day to get there because it's about 20 miles away, and that's like an entire day's walk.
That we must have some good fucking endurance because I could not walk 20 miles. I'll be honest.
Yeah, you guys are well.
Okay, this is a medieval fantasy world where people are used to doing that.
Yeah, my tiny body would just give out.
Yeah, I couldn't walk.
The fantasy of being fit.
Yeah, I couldn't walk 1 mile.
I could walk. I could easily walk like 2 or 3 miles.
If I ain't got no time limit.
I don't even know what miles are.
Oh, that's right. Perky didn't live in a imperialistic capital.
Oh, that's like 1.5K. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it's like 1.5 communism units.
But multiply that by 20, Perky.
Okay, so after a long day's voyage, you are able to head towards this Broken Spears Badland area. And you see these pointed rock spires that peek over the canyons and crevices and all sorts of areas. So as you are searching through this area, you see some winged figures swooping and gliding above a particular area of the Badlands. And they look to be quite large indeed. This seems to be the area of interest. You see spires of reddish-brown rock rising from a low, shallow canyon. The wind whistles through them, causing a low moaning noise. Above this sound, sudden shrieks and growls echo throughout the area, originating from atop one of the spires. Go ahead and make a perception check, everyone.
Perception. Disgrace.
For
I would like to add that I am being sneaky this whole time.
Okay.
Evil as plain as the star on his face.
I'm not super perceptive today.
Deception. Ooh, disgrace. That 20.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well, the DC was 15, so everyone but Sayuri got it.
No.
So you all see,
But I extra got it.
you see 2 corpses laying on the ground nearby.
Sayuri is too short to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
As you approach
Sayuri,
these
you see
corpses, you see that they are similar to the descriptions of the creatures you heard before. Bodies with the parts of multiple different creatures mismatched together. The head of a wolf, antlers of a deer, large feathery wings, wicked-looking talons as its back legs, and hooved front legs. But they appear to be dead and are injured, and they show signs of combat on their bodies.
Oh,
Can we look closer to see like if it looks like combat with weapons or combat with another animal?
You'll need to make a medicine check to
Ooh.
identify
Does anyone,
the forensics of the scene.
does anyone
I
have
got
better
some.
medicine? Okay, good.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
27 and 18.
both Durak and Makiwa are able to determine that this creature, the cause of its death was blunt force trauma due to impact after having its wings damaged. So something must have attacked these creatures in flight and caused them to fall to the ground and die on impact.
Oh no. I guess there wouldn't be any signs in the area then if they got attacked in the air. Can we like look around in the sky and see if we see anything flying around that could have done this?
are we on the mountain?
Yeah, so looking around, you see that there is this, like, basically this spire, this, like, rocky pillar that's in front of you. There are a number of them around. Imagine you're in this, like, rocky, sort of canyony biome with these, like, rocky spires rising up to the sky. In front of you, there is one where these winged figures are circling around up above. It seems they are the only creatures in the air around. They seem to be of similar form to the corpses on the ground.
Just as big?
Yeah. Well, as far as you can tell from the ground.
Let's go head to that spire to see what.
I mean, yeah, I don't think we can find out anything here, so.
Yeah, you're kind of at the foot of it right now.
So
see what's going on.
Stealthily approach the spire.
Okay, you're already at the base of it. You would need to go up in order to
we have to
get
climb
closer.
it.
Stealthily go up the spire.
So can we like look at the spire and see if it looks safe for climbing first?
If you would like to search or investigate the area, you can do perception.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around here to make sure. I got 22.
Sayuri, looking around, you're a little intimidated by this climb. You actually see an alternate route that may get you up this spire. It seems that a nearby rock face, you notice a sort of a crumbling path that meanders up the cliff face. That would be much easier to climb up instead of just climbing up the the rock spire manually.
Heck yeah. I point it out to the rest of my group, and I tell them that I'm going this way, guys. This looks safer. And then I stealthily proceed up that route, and they can follow me if they want, if they can fit. I think it's a normal size route.
The easy climb, or is it?
It's easier.
How is it a? What type of terrain are we looking at right here?
So it would be. Normally, you would have to just climb up the rocks, like sort of mountain climb up. This alternate path would be more of a walking path that you would be able to go up without a climb check.
Okay. Yeah.
Then I say let's.
I will scout ahead.
Just are we supposed to be on a different map or?
We'll get there.
Okay. Cool.
When you get to the top. This is all theater of the mind right now.
All right. So yeah, I guess stealthily climb up this path, and I guess on the way up, we kind of look around the path and see if we can notice for any signs of other people being here, I guess, or other creatures, or just really anything useful.
Okay, make a perception check if you're searching. You don't notice any other tracks of people. It seems like this may be where the creatures have made their nest.
Keep it rolling,
Stealthily.
rolling.
I'm sneaking up, especially because there's things flying around.
What's everyone else doing in there?
I will also be stealthing.
Abby?
Okay.
Yes, I will also be stealthing.
Okay.
Okay. And I will be scouting.
Okay, so
We're sneaky snakes.
you gradually make your way up a safer but slower path as the sun is beginning to lower in the sky. The heat of the day is slowly filtering away, and you feel the chill of night coming on. As you reach the top of the spire, you see it is remarkably flat and level, and grants a spectacular view of the surrounding Badlands and the sunset. The river road and the mountains to the north as well. In the center of the area on top of the spire is a large nest. Two horrific creatures, amalgams of a stag, wolf, and hawk, circle each other near the nest. The smaller of the two speaks in a raspy growl, its eyes intent on the larger creature. "No, mother, your weakness has already ended our flock." The larger of the two, who looks to have several wounds, replies, "I will find a new mate and raise another flock, daughter, and you will not be part of it." Okay, I need each of you who are stealthing to roll stealth checks.
Well, shit. I have not rolled my stealth yet.
Yeah, roll it now is what I'm saying.
I don't think I'm going to do as good as them. Oh, do I have to be
What armor are you
trained?
wearing?
No, you do not have to be trained to roll stealth. Anyone
Okay,
can
it's not
try
fair.
to be sneaky.
Look at
Okay.
you.
That's good. That's decent.
I rolled a nat 15, which is the only reason I did decent.
And then what? But scouting gives them a +2 to their initiative?
If it's initiative, as you approach, Makiwa and Sayuri, you crouch down low into the shadows behind the rocks, making yourselves invisible. However, Trizalin, you think you're trying to follow your friend's example, but aren't quite as good, and you see the creatures smell you. Actually, it seems you are standing upwind from them. They both whip their heads in your direction, and the larger creature says, "Intruders! What do you want?"
Uh-oh.
I guess we don't really know what we want. Why are we I mean, we can't
Who are
get
they
any, it looks
talking
like we
to
can't get any
exactly?
people back, so we just kill them.
Who are they talking to exactly?
And
I
you,
guess-
the direction of the party. They have seen
Okay.
Trizalin.
Oh yeah, did you roll?
I
Durak?
wasn't stealthing.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so it was no...
yeah. So
just no rolling.
Durak and Trizalin have been seen.
Okay,
Makiwa
so
and Sayuri have not.
So I'm whispering to Makiwa behind the rock, like, "Oh, do we like? Are we like? What are we doing with them? What are we dealing? Like, why are we? We came here because they were attacking. I assume we're trying to kill them, so they don't attack people again."
Well, I will talk, as in say, "You killed my people, why?"
The smaller one just snarls and said, "Because they're tasty, that's why. We have to eat one way or another."
They had fresh kills, you could have ate that.
Where's the fun in that? Eating carrion.
See, sadistic killers. Not
Do you
even
not
true
also
hunters.
hunt down and kill the aurochs which prowl about these lands?
That's a hunt.
And we hunt your kind as well. It
That's
is the
not a
natural
hunt.
order of things.
Can I
This guy
pull
seems
out?
like he could use some worms.
Can I pull out my blowgun before an actual
Sure.
fight? Like, can I prepare while I'm hiding behind the rock?
Sure, you can have that drawn. No problem.
I kind
I
of pull
said
that
you-
out because things are getting really tense, and we're definitely going to get into a fight. So I pull that out.
I said blowgun and bomb are one-handed weapons, so you should have both of them in your hands.
You got two
I
hands.
guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll pull out my cactus grenade that I have now.
Desna blessed you with two good hands.
Okay.
So far.
So far, yeah.
Oh, don't
always
say
change.
that. No.
Could get some
Okay,
more
yeah,
down
so
the line.
I'm like prepping for a fight behind this rock here.
Okay.
So will this count as an encounter?
Currently, you are not in an encounter, but you are negotiating.
Can I
with these
activate an
creatures.
encounter?
If you do something hostile, you probably would. What
We
do you
could
want to
just-
do?
All right. I will say this is not a hunt. This is a fight while activating my mountain stance.
Okay.
I
so
don't
let's
like
go
this.
ahead
Nice.
and
Concept that you're doing.
roll initiative. Let me put you all on the map.
I wish you would have asked me before you did that.
You can
Okay.
interject.
We need permission.
Yeah, I would have been like, "Excuse me, no. Let's not immediately start killing these mother. Can you wait till I'm not standing next to you?"
Well,
I'm not on that map, by the way.
we can choose our
there you are.
formation. I think Sarah will allow us to choose our formation, how we want to stand.
Yeah, you can. I put you in a basic formation, but you can move, a space or so to reorient yourselves.
As a strategy man, I love combat and shit. I would say Trizlin, get as far as you can because you have the lowest AC. So, what's your range of your blow dart?
My blow dart.
I'm Trizlin. Why did you call her Trizlin?
Oh, sorry, Siri. Trizlin sounds like a gnome name to me.
I thought he just started talking to me instead, but that was all for me.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
It's not a gnome name; it's a Tanuki name.
It is. Well, but 20 feet.
Trizlin is a lizard name.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would stay right here.
Yeah, because the blowgun is powered by your breath.
Yeah.
And not by, a string and tensile forces.
And then I think most of my bombs do.
And then I would say Dust, you probably want to hang back here. I'm looking on health-wise. I think Abby's...
Well, let me see what is my...
Abby has a range of 30, so Abby could stay back a little bit further.
Yeah,
you could probably go directly behind me.
I have a feeling they're coming, so...
So Sayuri, Makiwa, and Trizlin, you're using your stealth rolls for initiative, because that's what you were doing when combat broke out. Durak, make an intimidation check.
Intimidation?
Because of my surprise attack, the creatures will be off guard. Does that just automatically add when I roll?
Yeah, we'll figure that out when it comes to it.
It says I already rolled initiative, but I definitely did not.
Yeah, because we're carrying over your stealth check.
Yeah.
Yep. And is that +2 because of Durak's scouting, or is that not how that works?
Oh yeah, how does that work?
It doesn't matter, actually, because your initiatives are so spread out.
Still in that order.
Durak, you'll begin in your stance, so you can go ahead and turn that on, since you said you were doing that. So first up, it is the mother creature here. I guess we know these are called Periton. The mother Periton. So she snarls at you all. She clearly has something to prove.
Does she get the off guard? Does that for everybody or just towards me?
I need to look at your ability. What is it called?
It's called surprise attack under the rogue dedication. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's to you.
Creatures that haven't acted are off guard to you.
Just to you.
So she's acting before you, so she does not become off guard.
Oh, okay, I see. Anyone who's after me in the list. Cool.
Yeah. So let's see. She is going to fly towards the creature that just challenged her.
Oh no, Durak.
Straight up to Durak.
Okay.
And then she is going to make an antler attack against you. She's going to try to gore you with her antlers.
Okay.
That is pretty low. That's a 22 to hit.
She hits.
Okay.
It's not a low. She has a +14.
Sheesh.
Okay, that is 11 points of piercing damage as the antlers stab into your flesh. And as she comes up to you, she says, I will rip out your heart and eat it. And then she's going to follow that up for her third action with a bite attack with her fangs. That is 21 to hit.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oof.
15 points of slashing damage.
Oh my gosh.
She chomps down on you, and that is her turn. Sayuri.
I think homie's got some health. That would have taken me out.
Everyone is within splash damage for my bomb, so I shouldn't attack her with that. 35 feet. That one's too far. So I guess I'm going to shoot my blowgun.
I would say move to closer at them, because that's where you get your ability, right? Because you want to attack this one.
I guess.
Yeah, the one in the back is off guard to you.
After. Yeah.
Yeah. And that will only last until its turn.
Yeah. I want to take advantage of that.
So where would I have to move?
Oh, I'm sorry.
20
there you go.
feet. I'd have to move really close to the other one, which is really scary. But
well, I think the other one's focused on me, but
yeah, I guess I'll run back when I'm done. Oh, girl, I got it.
Run, shoot, and run.
You can also use the arrow keys to move.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Arrows or WSED.
Oh. Yeah. WASD.
So that was one action, I guess, for moving. Yes, I assume that takes an action. And then I will...
Oh, yeah, and this is what
I think I'm going to throw the
creature looks like.
Gosh.
This is the mother.
Yeah, it's really pretty, but I hate it.
She's got these jewels and gold hanging from her antlers.
She's Yassified, but she's terrifying.
And then...
Mommy, yes, gouge me more.
This is what the daughter looks like.
I don't like that there's a heart.
Yeah, they like to eat hearts, it seems like.
I see that.
Yummy.
So I'm going to throw this cactus grenade at...
Okay. Yeah, at the daughter.
Does it do more damage than your poison?
Well, it does +1 less, but the grenade has a really big area. So I'm going to save the blowguns for the close monster. Because it's not a huge difference. Because my blowgun doesn't have like a splash area. Or this does. So this is definitely one that I want to like throw. That's not great.
12 is a miss, unfortunately, but not a critical miss, so it'll still take splash damage.
So do I hit the damage still, or?
Yes.
Cool.
No, you hit the dance floor.
Yeah, so it takes 1 point of splash damage.
That's unfortunate.
Okay,
and then I have one left.
One action left, yes.
Do I piss off the other creature and shoot it with a blowgun, or do I retreat, do you think?
I mean, it's still off guard if you want to shoot it.
Oh yeah, I can shoot that one a second time. I'm a silly goose. Alright, I'm gonna do that. How do I add poison to my blowgun dart, though?
Oh, the fun of ammunition. The thing we still haven't learned.
Because I have poison, giant centipede venom. But like...
Okay, if you have that poison on it, let's see. It says, if you critically succeed at a blowgun strike using... Okay, hold on. It says, your blowgun strikes can apply injury poisons, even if they deal no damage due to a creature's resistance. So I think it's just... It doesn't really say, but I think just if you hit them, you can apply a poison that you have on you. Or we're not going to get too deep into the...
So I'll shoot the blowgun, and then if that's successful, I'll roll the poison.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds simpler than trying to mess with stuff. Okay, so blowgun darts. Shoot.
That dex. There you go.
There you go.
That was almost bad.
26 is a hit. It's almost a critical hit.
And then, so the giant centipede venom,
So go ahead and click damage. You'll still do normal damage to it.
Oh, yeah. That one.
Okay. You did 1 point of damage.
Why is it a 1d1?
1d1?
That
doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right. Is it because the blowgun dart didn't have anything on it? Is that the only damage is what you put on it?
Yeah, it may be because you didn't have any ammunition selected.
Yeah, it's saying it's non-lethal.
Oh, yeah. So
they're often
the damage on a blowgun is 1.
Oh.
Yeah, it is 1. And then the poison is what is the actual damage.
Poison. So it does 1 damage.
Okay.
So yeah, so what is... go ahead and put the poison in chat, and then we'll...
1d1 is so silly of a way for them to put it.
Okay,
I know,
so
we were like, wait, what?
Fortitude save against the poison.
And then... So do I roll stage 1?
It rolls that. It rolls a 21, so it is not affected by the poison.
Oh, damn it. And then that uses my poison.
Yeah, welcome to poisoning.
Well, I'm done. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Makiwa, it's your turn.
Do something.
All right, so the mother, the one nearest to me, is gonna get Worm's Repast. Target must... Okay, let's see. Gnawing worms materialize within the flesh of the target creature, dealing 4d6 piercing damage and 1d6 persistent piercing damage.
It does extra damage if it's a non-skeletal corporeal undead, which it is not. So it does
And
get
they do
a
a fortitude
fortitude
save.
save. And what is your DC? 18, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's shoot. See what she gets. A 12.
Nice.
She fails.
Nice.
So she's going to take
Okay.
full damage, which go ahead and roll that damage. The 40. Click roll damage on there. Okay, she's going to take 12 points of piercing damage. And then she's going to get the persistent damage. So she'll get... I'll go ahead and put that persistent damage on her.
And do I roll that 1d6 now?
No, it'll be on her turn.
Okay.
And then she is off guard due to the pain for as long as she takes persistent damage. Excellent. That's a great spell.
Hell yeah.
That was as cool as you were hoping.
Summons
Okay.
worms in you real quick.
And then you have one action remaining.
Ah, yes. The next thing I'm going to do is Kinetic Ram for one action, which the one action targets a creature within 15 feet.
Okay, so she gets a fortitude save.
Yep. With DC
Wow,
of
you're
18.
gonna start screaming?
She fails
Alright, so I push
10 feet away.
it 10 feet away from me. That's my turn?
All right. It's now the daughter's turn.
The daughter.
She's going to... trying to expand this. She's going to fly up into the air above Sayuri.
Gosh, I was hoping the poison
Well,
would
you
freeze
tried to
her, but
poison her.
no. Yeah, well, the poison was supposed to make it difficult for her to move, so this was supposed to not be a thing, but I failed.
So she's using an action called Mimic Shadow. Sayuri, please make a will save.
Oh, 23. That's good, I think. I hope.
Yeah, that's a success. So
Okay.
it does not get a bonus. So I think you are unaffected.
I'm a strong-willed little gnome. That's how I lifted that axe earlier. It boosted me.
Yeah, but she still flew over you, so she wasn't able to do her ability, but she is able to get up to you, so she is going to make an antler strike against you. Natural 1.
Oof.
You're so small, you actually go right between the two sets of antlers. And then third action, Fangs. Comes in with a bite. That's a 12 to hit. Misses.
Heck yeah.
All right. Trizzlin, it is your turn.
Yeah, it's me. I'm okay. I'm gonna roll lingering composition to see if I get the full.
Okay.
Just for right now, I'm just gonna use singing instead of the drum
Okay.
because I have to like read into. Oh,
Ooh,
look at
natural
that!
20.
Nice.
4 rounds.
4 rounds for me, bitch.
Damn.
Okay. With that being said, Abby's gonna do some other shit. Telekinetic projectile. Let's go. Oh, that goes from the hot bar. Rude. Oh wait, we don't know anything about these bitches. You know what?
Nope.
No one has done a knowledge check, have they?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. I'm actually gonna do a
I was
knowledge
too
check
busy
instead.
summoning worms.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a knowledge check instead.
Okay.
What do I need to know? Knowledge.
It would be nature.
I figured they are animals.
Yeah, we just kind of came out and started attacking.
17.
Started blasting. 17
Probably
is
not.
not enough.
No.
You know they can fly.
Is this
And
one
the leg
flying
part.
right now?
Oh,
It's
hell yeah.
above me, yeah.
No, she
Oh, no?
flew up and then flew down again because the
Oh.
thing didn't work.
Okay.
And then I shield.
Okay. Durak, it is
I
your
did-
turn.
I did not learn
Okay.
anything.
I move. I stun it. I flurry of blows
Okay.
with stunning strike.
28
Ooh, nice.
hits. The 12 does not hit. So go ahead and roll
Okay.
damage for the first hit. All right, 12 points of bludgeoning damage. Kapow.
Let's make a 42 save.
I think that's only if
No,
Both of them hit?
No, only one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think if either of them hit. Okay. Okay, that is exactly a success.
Ah, you fuck. Well, no, aren't they imbalanced or whatever?
They're off guard, yes.
Off guard.
It doesn't affect saves,
damn.
just AC.
Tyler's really trying to get that.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna use battle medicine on myself.
Okay. So go ahead and make your medicine check. 28 is a critical success.
Nice.
Or I'm sorry. That was the...
The damage amount.
Well, no, I'm sorry. 20 is... wait, where do you get the plus 15 from?
It was the medic rolling a d20.
Well, I think that's only if you target a higher DC.
Yeah. The medic dedication is my expert. I aimed for a DC of 20, which gives a plus 10. I'm just going by what the automated system has for it, because when you hit medicine, it lets you choose the DC. It's
plus 5 hit points at DC 20. So you are immune to battle medicine for 24 hours. Okay, and that is your turn.
No, 10 minutes. Sorry.
Oh, you have the
Continual recovery.
Is that just for... I want to say that's...
This is for treat wounds.
Yeah, battle medicine isn't treat wounds. Okay. So that is your turn. Next up, top of round 2, it is Mommy's turn.
I don't like how you said mommy like that.
I didn't ask. She's going to start
She
by
got bugs in her.
Flying around to this side of you. Then she is going to strike you with her antlers. That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, she's going to hit no matter what.
For 14 points of piercing.
Ouch.
And then third action, Fang's attack for 19 to hit.
Oh my gosh.
That is a miss. So
probably gonna need a soothe from you next turn, Abby.
All right, Sayuri, it is your turn.
I mean, is this the same day, or did we rest?
We rest, right?
We rested since the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the same day, but we rested at camp.
Okay.
Ooh.
I never switched over my shit.
Oh. What does that do?
It doesn't do anything.
Oh.
Getting a natural 1 on a recovery check doesn't do anything. Or on a recovery check for persistent damage. It doesn't do anything.
Well, it does one thing. It makes you keep receiving.
Yeah, well, it doesn't do anything different from a regular failure.
I'm a big fan of that spell already.
Can I shoot a life shot at Durak? Or do you think you're good with your 29 health?
Well, I hope Abby can hit me with a soothe.
That's probably better than the life shot. It's not a huge... It's only 1d4 healing.
Yeah, that's
not
nothing.
much.
No, so the attacking is better then. Okay. I will... I have another... I guess my cactus grenade is pretty useless considering the thing is right in front of me.
I mean, you could step back.
Yeah, I'm going to have to back up because this thing is terrifying. So I can go... I'm going to come back here. So that's 1, and then I'm going to shoot my blowgun with... I don't have any more poison. Well, it looks like everybody's going to get a little bit of splash damage. Sorry.
Nobody should get splash damage.
No? Okay.
It's just 5 feet around it.
Throw my grenade at this one. That's not good.
Natural 1.
Yeah, that's...
So nothing happens.
Yeah, it doesn't even get...
You just lob it and it just flies off the top of the spire into the distance.
That's lame.
Whee!
It's like the logs on the zip line.
Since I only have 1 left and I can't make a versatile vial and throw it with 1, I will do a nature check to see if I can find out anything.
Didn't you throw the grenade last turn?
I had 2 grenades.
Yeah, but you didn't have them both in your hands. You had your blowgun in the other hand.
One of your actions was to draw this
when
time.
I had it, when I had it drawed, it just kept it drawed.
Yeah.
So I just assumed, but yeah, no, that's a good point. So that's all 3 actions then.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Makiwa.
Okay. So we're gonna target the mother spirit gun.
Okay. Make an attack roll. Wow. Natty 19. That is a regular hit.
Damn, these guys got some fucking good ass AC.
Yeah. 15 points of piercing damage.
You have to get a nat 20 to get the fucking shit.
Alright, you got one action left.
Then I'm gonna cast guidance on Durak.
Okay.
Well, that's all I got. I hit him with the Yusuke Urameshi, and then I guidance, and then I'm done.
There you go. Alright. So now it is the other Periton's turn. Let's see. It is going to she's not really on very good terms with her mother. Normally she would flank Durak and try to take him down, but she kind of just wants her mother to die. So instead of doing that, she is going to continue after this little gnome who keeps attacking her. So she's first action is going to flap up to Sayuri. Second action, she's going to make an antler strike. Hey, natural 20.
No, that's not.
They got the deadly.
Nice.
With the deadly D8. Well, I rolled low on the D12, so only 17 points of piercing damage.
Shit.
Only,
I mean, that's.
It could have been a lot worse.
That's still pretty decent.
Okay, and then third action, let's see. I'm going to do a Fangs attack and try and bite you.
Don't bite me.
Chomp. That's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, I have 18.
For 10 points of slashing damage.
Ow! I'm hurting.
Just roughing up this gnome.
Very badly.
And that is her turn. Trizalin, it is your turn.
Well, I couldn't figure out what they are, so I'm just going to blindly hit at them.
Okay.
Because we haven't figured out if they have any immunities or anything, so I'm just going to fucking hit it, I guess. I mean, it's a bird. I can't imagine it is resistant. I just wanted to know, because my telepathetic connectile has options, so I could choose between bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. I don't know if it has any resistances, any of those.
You have no idea?
I can't try again, can I?
No.
Even though there's two of them?
No, they're still the same type of creature. One of them's just a little bit beefier than the other.
Fine.
They just have art by different artists.
This thing is like 10 feet from me.
Yeah, it is. She is even.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I'm going to hit it, and then I'm going to probably move. Anybody want to take a stab in the dark and say whether I should use bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing?
Piercing
What matters.
Yeah, piercing sounds good. They are flesh. They can be pierced.
26.
Okay, who are you targeting?
This one.
Closer one? Okay.
Yeah.
26 is a hit.
Oh, I guess the other one had less health, but whatever.
It's okay. I think Durak has it. With my guidance.
All right, 15 points of piercing damage to the daughter. The problem with your daughter. All right.
Okay, and then I'm gonna move because I don't like being here.
Okay.
I don't know where I want to move though.
Figure it out.
Which of this? I just have to be on the white spaces, right? Because why is Makiwa on the side?
Yeah, the other colored areas are lower down.
Spider.
Those were the rock. We were hiding behind rocks there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it too much.
Over here.
Oh, you're hiding behind the person who's going to die. Lovely.
Durak.
Oh, 11.
Right.
Yeah, you're not doing so great.
Yeah.
Well, if Durak could finish this one, he could probably flank for you.
Flurry of blows.
How near death is near death?
I don't know. That's always a good question. Near death could be like 20 points out of 1,000.
Right? Could be 3. Could be 20. Hopefully it's more like 3.
18 is a miss.
No.
18 is a miss.
And I'll use my daily feat to battle medicine myself.
Okay.
Oh, you can battle medicine someone with immunity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So wait, you can battle medicine yourself every round?
No, just
No,
twice.
once. You can
I
use
feel like he
you can
already-
battle medicine someone with immunity one time. So he did the battle medicine. Now he's immune, and he can override that once.
Okay, so we can do it twice.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Okay, so 12 points of healing.
Yeah, because you did not have 22.
I don't know why.
That you should be at full health, Tyler.
No, he took some damage last round.
Mm-hmm.
But he got 22.
No, the 15 is
That's
incorrect. It should be
wounds.
plus 5 instead.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was about to say, that's some pretty good healing.
Yeah, 22 comes up and it looks real nice.
Yeah. But hey, you're almost at full health.
It's Mama's turn now. And she roars out and she says, Akex, help me! Help your mother one last time, you worthless child!
That
that's
sounds
great.
good for me.
And she's going to, let's see.
I didn't know that my mother was cast in this.
She's going to do an antler strike at Durak. That is a 26 to hit for 16 points of piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Then she's going to do a fangs attack. Oh, natural 2. Misses on the fangs, and then she's going to do a third action fangs attack for a 24 for 10 points of slashing damage. That is her turn.
Man, she keeps eating through all your health, man.
Okay.
Sayuri.
Yeah, I really need that soothe.
Well,
I'm
actually,
getting
so as she takes the persistent damage from the worms and collapses to the ground.
Yes!
Oh, yeah!
She got
Heck yeah! The worms got her.
And you see just worms bursting out of her flesh as she
Is it
collapses to
PSA?
the ground like some sort of Dark Souls.
This is a
affliction.
PSA on why deworming your animals is very important.
True.
Okay.
Man, she died before her
Cool.
daughter could even come help.
So
That's
I'm
kinda
going to
fucked.
get the heck out of here because I'm hurt and now this is dead. So I need to be over here. So that's one of my...
No, the one in front of you is not dead.
No, but the one over here is dead, so it doesn't bother me
Okay,
that
yeah.
it's near me.
That's
So... I'm trying to figure out which is better, the life shot or the soothing tonic right now. 1d4 healing and gaining a +1 item bonus to saving throws. Or just fast healing, 1 for 1 minute. I feel like life shot. I'm gonna try life shot. So if this is just a consumable and I'm eating it,
You don't need
How do
to.
I-
You don't need to roll to hit. Obviously, you're just doing it on yourself.
so I
Just
just roll
roll the
1d4 healing. Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
One?
Yeah. 1 point of
Yeah.
healing.
Okay. Well, there's that.
Hey, 12 is
It
better
won't.
than 11.
And then I have one more. I guess I can. I guess I could blow just a blowgun at it for 1 damage
You could
because I don't have a
certainly try.
poison. I might as well get 1 damage. Let's find out.
1
if it
point of
works.
non-lethal damage.
Well, good thing it's not near death, and I don't need it to be.
19 actually hits.
Oh my god, all those 18s you kept throwing were like 1 point off.
Right.
For 1 point of
For
damage.
1 point injured. Heck yeah.
You just blow a dart and it sticks right in her leg,
Yep.
but she barely even notices.
That's my turn. That's
All
the whole
right.
thing.
Makiwa.
You know what I'm...
Worms? You gonna worm it?
No, I can only do worms once per day.
That's kind of fair. It's
But
So far.
what spell attack are you doing?
It's why does it say occult spell attack?
Because you
I'm
just
doing
rolled
phase
you
bolt.
just rolled the spell attack without selecting a spell. Well, a 21 is a hit. Also, you were targeting Durak, so
Oh no!
You're just shooting random spells at your allies? That's not cool.
Okay. So that's a hit. Now I'm gonna roll damage. 9.
okay, 9 points of damage to the daughter, whom we now know is called Akex.
Akex.
Or
Then I'm
Achex.
gonna use my last action to glimpse weakness on
Yeah, seriously.
Achex.
Okay,
Boom. And that's it. That's me.
it's now daughter's turn, and she howls with victory, and she says, "Mother is dead. Now I am the Alpha."
I will
Maybe
start by
shortly.
feasting on your hearts.
So she's got a smorgasbord of creatures to attack here. She's going to go for the Spider-Man, who's close by and has been attacking her. So she's going to fly above you and
Give away my
use
secret
her
nickname.
Mimic Shadow ability. So go ahead and make a will save, Makiwa.
All right, let's see if we can save Will.
I didn't know we had Peter Parker on our team.
No.
Okay,
12.
12 is a failure.
You want to
You might
re-roll
want to use a
that?
hero point.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that let's try again to save Will. Better.
Oh, no.
16 is also a failure.
Oh no!
Yay.
So you see this creature fly above you, and you see that your shadow transforms to match, or its shadow transforms to match yours. Strange, mysterious, occult effect. So then she is going to strike you with her antlers. That's a 19 to hit
19 hits.
Oof.
Oh, I've been forgetting to unleash my psyche.
for 19 points of piercing damage.
Oh no, that's a
What?
lot.
And
Yeah.
please make another will save, Makiwa.
Oh no.
Try
Another.
again to save Will.
Oh.
Natural 20, you're fine.
Good.
And then third action, she's going to make a Fangs attack as a 25 to hit
That hits.
for 10 points of slashing
Okay,
damage.
well, I'm down.
Oh no.
All right, Makiwa, you are unconscious. And she howls again in victory. Trizzlin, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cast Soothe level 2
On whom?
Well, I was originally gonna cast. I'm confused now because I was gonna cast it on Durak because Durak's not doing good. But our other, you know what? Does anyone in the party have Stabilize?
No.
No.
Damn. Well, I'm sure
spellcast.
your next save you'll survive. You'll be successful at. You're only a dying one. So,
Unless she decides to rip him to pieces.
well, my thought process is Durak is going next, so I should just give Durak
That's
some
true.
healing.
I mean,
He is going
everyone
next.
attacks between her and now.
Exactly.
It is also only injured, not near death. So we don't know how many hit points it's going to take her out.
Yeah. So I think the best option is to heal Durak so that Durak can help.
It's our hardest hitter. So.
Also, if Durak hits her, then she'll attack Durak instead of attacking him. Is my thought process.
We'll see.
It's a good thought
It's-
process.
Would Soothing Tonic help dying one?
Well, it's not your turn, so
No, but
it's-
like eventually, because then I can just deal with
Uh,
Makiwa and she doesn't have to worry about him.
it would help a little bit
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Soothe.
on Durak. So go ahead and roll the healing.
Wow,
14 points of healing to Durak.
That's decent.
that was really low.
Okay, and you have one action remaining.
I'm gonna cast Shield.
Shield. Okay, Durak, it is your turn.
I think I cast shield. What the hell?
Here, flurry of blows
Okay,
with stunning blows.
26 does hit. Yes. Okay, so go ahead and roll the damage, and she'll roll a Fortitude save. Right, 14 points of damage. Wow, right in the kisser.
Nice.
And 12, she fails, so she is stunned 1.
Nice.
So she'll lose an action next turn.
And now she's near death.
Mommy is dead. Sayuri, it's your turn.
Okay, so since I don't have any more poisons to
Still rolling.
shoot and all of my bombs hurt people, I'm going to... How do I give a consumable? Do I have to shoot it at someone or can I just like hand it to them to drink?
You can hand it to someone
Just give
with
it to
an
someone.
interact
Okay.
action.
Well, you wouldn't hand it to him because he's unconscious.
Yeah,
you would
Makiwa is
just open his mouth.
unconscious, so he
I
can't
would
really receive
Just
anything.
give him, yeah.
Just pour it in his mouth. Drown
Yeah.
him.
So I'm going to use one of my versatile vials to first make one. So that's my first action.
Does it have the vitality straight?
Does it have... No?
Let's see. No, it does not. Yeah, because Makiwa is immune to vitality healing.
Where's the interact?
It's not on your sheet. We just know that mentally, but you can. I will put the effect on Makiwa.
Okay, the effect is Soothing Tonic Lesser. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it always
just
says
drag it on his
And
token.
then-
So
I'll just have it as a 0 quantity then, like I used it.
Okay.
Perfect. So that was
And then 2 actions.
2 actions. 1 to make it. Oh, I have to remove a versatile vial too. And then I'm going to shoot it again with one little one strike.
You could get a critical hit and do 2 non-lethal damage.
Let's find out.
So, is all your darts not poisoned, or
No, it poisons one of them, doesn't it? Not all
16
my darts.
is a miss.
I would
Because I have to add
all
the poison to like 1 dart. Like I insert it into the dart is kind of what I'm imagining.
Yeah, I have no idea how it works. But you miss anyway, so...
I miss anyways. Cool. Nothing. That's it.
All right. Makiwa, you get the fast healing.
Yep.
Which I think that brings you back to consciousness at 1 hit point.
Nice. But that's my turn, right? I don't get to then take a turn. Like that happens.
I'm not sure when fast healing procs. Let me check real quick.
Where's that in the stack?
Yeah, exactly. At the beginning of your turn.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Heck yeah.
All right.
So you can move.
Well, move.
So you can move if you want.
Maybe.
But we could be flanking it.
Or attack if you think you can hit it hard enough, right?
I'm gonna try to hit it with a phase bolt, and then we'll see whether I run or attack again based on that.
Okay.
19 to hit.
19 is a hit. It's also flat-footed from you because you've got Durak on the other side. So, not that really matters, but all right, 12 points of damage, and you kill the creature. Please describe your kill.
Nice. All right, well, so I charge up my phase bolt, right? So I point my fingers at it, and reality starts to warp in the space in front of my fingers, and then it shoots a beam that goes straight through the head.
Pew!
Just pew, straight through, and then it falls to the ground.
All right, and you have solved my nasty wolf puzzle.
Yay, nasty wolf puzzle.
Yummer.
I love a nasty wolf puzzle.
I'm so glad I didn't die.
We can change that.
No, don't change that. Don't approach me like that after you say that.
Okay. And you see that there were a number of additional Periton that were circling overhead watching this combat. And as you have defeated the matriarch and her daughter, the rest of the Periton scatter to the winds.
Nice.
I shake my fist at them and go, yeah, get out of here.
And don't come back.
Yeah.
And then it turns around and it's like, how fucking dare you?
It comes down and just carries you away. I was really thinking about having it try to grab you and then fly away.
Sad. I small.
I figured that would not be a good idea, that it would drop you off the cliff.
KO.
I could maybe climb onto it and ride it back down, but I don't know about that. Can we...
The sun has as you wipe the sweat from your brow from this combat, the sun peaks its last rays over the horizon, and darkness begins to fall in the Badlands.
We are cutting this thing's head off.
Yeah, can I pull out my torch and then we scavenge the monsters and look at the area and stuff?
Okay. Make a perception check to search the area. Anyone who wants to search.
Putting its head on a stick.
26.
A trophy stick.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
perception.
Sayuri, your nose for treasure is instantly activated, and you search around this makeshift nest here. You find a number of piles of bones and scraps of decaying orcs and other creatures that the Peritons brought back for their nourishment. Most of it is just ripped to shreds in the process of feeding. However, you find one body has a shredded leather bag, inside of which you find a magical wand, a magical oil, and what you immediately identify as an alchemist as a moderate acid flask.
Oh, nice.
I can put that on your sheet.
I would love that, please. And then can we look at can we try to identify what kind of oil, or are we just unknown?
Okay. So the wand, let me check to see if it has a particular property on it.
I forgot that I've just been having an unidentified object in my inventory this whole time.
Okay. The wand has no particular tradition associated with it, so anyone could make a roll of any magical tradition to identify it.
Oh,
What the fuck is magic?
Yeah.
Nature, religion, arcana, occultism.
All
I
of
think
my
a 17 is a failure.
Oh, nature here. I got nature. Oh, 24.
26.
26.
Okay, so I think 24, 26 are both more than sufficient. This is a wand of widening.
Widening?
Wands, the way they work is once per day, you can activate their ability for free. However, you can activate them additional times per day in what's called overcharging, which means that if you want to overcharge it, you roll a check that gets progressively harder. And if you fail the check, the wand is destroyed.
Okay.
But the effect is it's essentially a meta magic wand. It alters a spell that you are about to cast.
So you need to be able to cast spells for it.
Yeah. So basically, it alters a spell that you're about to cast, usually by one action. It increases the casting time by one action. However, you increase its area. So you add 5 feet to the radius of a burst that normally has a radius of 10 feet, or add 5 feet to the length of a cone or line that is normally 15 feet long or smaller, or 10 feet if it's larger. So basically, you increase the area of effect of a spell.
So who's got spells?
Not me.
Well,
That'd be
both
me and
Makiwa
Abby.
and Trizlin do.
Do you have any spells that would benefit from widening, Abby?
Any area of effect spells?
I've got a couple.
I don't think you do,
Maybe.
honey.
Area of effect spells. No, I don't do area effect spells.
All right.
Oh.
Looks like it's
I
Makiwa's
guess
wand.
it's for me.
Well, I got the drum, so it's only fair.
True.
And can I take
oil.
the opportunity while we're doing identification and stuff to try again to identify the gem?
Yeah, sure. Oh, and also the Wand of Widening only works on first rank spells.
Okay. First rank spells and cantrips, or just first rank?
I will have to check.
Okay.
Are we under exploration? Can I treat my
Yes. Yes, you can. And then so there's also the oil that you found that I think is magical.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that is just general magical oil. So go ahead and anyone can make any magical tradition check.
17 again.
17 is not enough.
27.
Sayuri, you got a natural 20. It is an oil of mending.
Oh, for
Nice.
bodies, not items?
Precisely
anything.
the opposite.
Okay, items, not bodies.
It repairs items, usually used on shields.
Oh, we should just keep that then in the
Yeah.
stash, probably. Oh,
Maybe you could study
actually,
it and learn how to make it.
just quick question popped in my head. For us to access the stash, can we access the stash while we're in combat, or just an exploration?
No, just an exploration.
Okay, cool.
It has to be on your personal body for you to be able
Makes
to
sense.
access
Yeah,
it.
because the stash is, think of it like a cart that you pull around with you.
Okay.
Now, if you had a bag of holding and you were the specific person who was holding the bag of holding, then yes, I think that is correct that you can. But that would usually be the buffer person who would be carrying the bag.
So
of holding.
that is seems to be everything that you're able to find here. You have seemingly dissolved this flock of peritons. You destroyed the leader and her heir. It seems like they will not be bothering anyone around here anytime soon.
How do I do the treat wounds? Putting it active didn't have to roll.
You're trained in medicine,
Yes.
so you make a medicine check.
Okay.
Or no, you're not trained in
Well,
medicine.
No, wait, no. It's nature, because it's natural.
Oh, natural healing, so make a
It's-
nature check.
Natural
I
healing.
can-
Yeah, that's what it was.
I can do the treat wounds on the way back.
Damn.
Nice.
Another
Success, the
natural
target
20.
Regains
Yeah, so you get
4d8
hit points. Yeah, there you go. 18.
and then I just hit apply healing. Lovely.
And I have to wait till another day to identify my gem.
Okay, so we'll I assume you all are going to make camp here and then head back because the sun has just set.
Yeah, it's a cool spot.
Yeah, pretty defensible spot, except against flying creatures.
Cycle through our healing and
make sure no dragons come by.
All right, so we sleep, which means I reset my crafting.
And because we rested for the night with healers on the team, yada yada.
Yeah, I'll say you can take some, and Durak has continual recovery, so he can just constantly be treating wounds on you as long as it takes.
And I feel the spirit of the worms return to me, and I awaken.
The worms.
That's pretty gnarly for a second rank spell, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is really good. That's the amount of power you want from a second rank spell.
Yeah.
How's that clash with the Unleash Psyche?
An Unleash Psyche?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because Unleash Psyche...
You want to try to use that every combat?
Yeah. Cast a damaging spell, you gain a status bonus to its damage equal to double the rank spell. So that just would work. Spells that don't have a duration and that you cast using psychic spell casting. So that spell does not... Does the persistent damage make it have a duration? Duration, see description. So yeah, that would be duration. Because it's detailing how long duration. So I can't use it with Unleash Psyche, but that's fine. It's good to have a strong spell that I can use when I'm not doing Unleash Psyche.
Well, I think this is probably where we're going to go ahead and stop for today. We'll pick up next time, see what other activities await you.
I didn't use my hero point. That's fine.
That's okay.
I'll just have to be impressive next time, too.
Yep. Always strive to impress me. Because if you're impressing me, you're going to impress the audience, too.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I want to say, go ahead and do my normal thank yous. I want to thank everyone here for coming out and playing this game with me and rolling some dice and having fun. I want to thank everyone watching here on Twitch Live, as well as in the future on YouTube or wherever this show is posted. I want to thank my subscribers here on Patreon or on Twitch, as well as my supporters on Patreon who make this possible. And you can see the Patreon supporters on the screen here. And I want to say, read my book because it's awesome, I think. I think it's pretty great. I think it's one of the better books, if I had to say so. And I have a big old chunky sequel coming out soon-ish, probably sometime this year. And Miles also says hello. He says, hello, mother, it is time for feeding of the boy. Which it is not.
Almost.
Almost, but not. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.